Let's see if I can explain this to you all here. We're talking trusses. Hold on, let me investigate that noise. Oh, I can pause that one. No, I can't. Gosh darn it. Oh, there. Okay, take it from the top. We're going to talk a little bit of trusses and truss engineering. This truss right here is T13. This one's T14. This one's T15. Okay? And what I want to talk about is T15, just as an example. There's so much of them up there. But let's take a look at our truss engineering per that truss. All right? Truss type, it's a half hip. Quantity 2, because there's one on the other unit. Okay? And here is a drawing of that truss. Let me see if I can, it's windy as all get out now. But let me back up here and see if we can get a gander of this truss. All right? It's the one right here where the plumbing vent goes over. So if I back up a bit, it's hard to look at, but we could see on the far right side over here, that's the tallest point of the truss right there. And then it slowly tapers down with the roof line, okay? Now, if you see all that lumber up there, it looks all cattywampus, right? This guy, and then this guy's going over that way, and then we got a long piece going all the way down there. It looks haphazard, doesn't it? And we got a long piece going that a ways. So what's that for? Deflection. So the trusses all lean on each other. And here it tells us with this little icon right there, see that little X with a box around it? That tells us about where to put the extra lumber. It doesn't come with this installed, or else it would just be too big of a truckload. You know, we put this in the field. And so the next truss is T16. There is a slightly different configuration to it, but look, we see there's that icon there, there, and there. If I were to go through all these pages, you would see that's why all that lumber is looks all cattywampus, but this is in compliance with the truss engineer. So whenever you see the lumber that looks kind of out of place, this is probably where you want to take a peek. And so I've just finished inspecting all of this, and I'll show you a couple more things, because this building is on for Friday for what we call roof decks and tie downs. This stuff I just showed you is part of what the inspectors are going to look at. Also, our tie downs. Now, these are on the blueprints in the structural pages. These are wedge anchors, pretty thick guys too, driven straight into the slab with that washer on there, holding the top plate. And then every truss is connected to the top plate. And so that way we have the entire roof assembly firmly attached to the wall, and the wall firmly attached to the slab. Now, it's not just as simple. That fastener is called out by the mechanical, by the engineer, the structural engineer. Then we get to other tie downs of a completely different look, type, and feel. All right. These are HTT5s, okay? And it's a different type of hold down, and you can see what it's doing. It's grabbing a lot of nails in that lumber there down into the slab, and it calls for another one here. Every villa is the same, and we've got the same thing over here on the other side of the glass door. But looky here, we're missing nails. So I already told Jerry about that one there. He's the foreman. It calls for another tie down over there, tie down here. This is what we call the metal crew that comes in here, and this is all those guys do. Here is another HTT5, and we got another tie down over here. So this is all going to get inspected tomorrow. Now, that would be an automatic fail. but it's not holding up construction. I still see, you can see the plumber came through here. The gas guy can come run his gas stuff, doesn't interfere if we've got a deficiency there. I mean, it would fail the inspection, but it's not like we have to stop everything before we go forward. So that's just a little chat about tie downs, and what we call this is engineering lumber or truss engineering lumber. All this stuff that looks haphazard, but the truss engineer called for it, and that is what's going to be inspected along with all of the tie down.